Alrighty, beautiful people. Here we are back on the Virtus Performance podcast. It's officially beanie and trackies weather.
I like it. It's cozy.
Mitch didn't get the memo.
You wear shorts on a
Hey, I had pants on yesterday and the day before.
Love that.
And you've torn your Lulus.
Yeah, I don't know how I did this.
But you had really short shorts on Saturday.
I did have very, very short shorts on Saturday.
The return.
They were the same shorts I wore when I was playing 19s.
Tell us about the return. Mitchie was back playing football, everybody.
Yeah, it might be the last time I answered my phone at 7 o'clock on a Friday night. I was on the gym floor, so it wasn't that bad.
Who got you involved? Who got you in? Was it Harry?
Well, it was both of them. It was Darren and Harry. But
Yep.
I did tell them a while ago that you get me for 3 games, use them wisely.
Just qualify for finals if the two are
Pretty
going to play
much,
finals?
yeah. Pretty much.
Don't know if two are going to play finals, though. Should be upsetting.
Yeah, look, don't know. I just don't know anything.
How'd you find it?
Honestly, like, I wasn't worried about it because, like, I've been doing a heap of training, so, like, I wasn't worried about that. I knew I was going to run around in circles for 3.5 quarters until I finally worked it out. So, but yeah, no, fine. Honestly, like, it wasn't as probably bad as what other people thought it might be.
How long has it been since you played?
At the moment.
Well, I got knee in the spine, so that's it. You know. Left my spine in the half-forward flank somewhere.
I broke my back.
Yeah, I broke my back. What'd you say? What was the question?
Spinal. How long has it been since you played?
I played 2018. I reckon I played half a season.
That's half a decade ago.
Yeah, that's when I went to America. So I only played like 6 games, I reckon.
It's blowing my mind at the moment that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's crazy.
So when did you snap your ankle then?
8 years ago.
Okay.
Like 10 or 11 years ago.
All right. Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Well, it was good to see you back out there.
It did cross my mind that it was 10 or 11 years ago, like a week ago. I was like, oh, here we go again.
Well, that's like me. I was on a cruise ship on the 100th anniversary of the Titanic sinking.
Oh.
It's terrifying.
Were you in the Antarctic, or was it
Nah, we were in the fucking I don't know oceans. Barely
was
know
it
geography.
the Atlantic Ocean the Titanic sank in?
Yes.
On the way to New York? Yeah.
The cold one.
The cold one. With the one with the icebergs.
Came out the same year I was born. Contact.
What did?
You're born in
Titanic.
1912.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah.
Good from James Cameron. T Frost, how's your week been? Actually, it's been a fortnight because you got we did the double episode last week.
Yeah, we didn't do one.
So
last week,
what's been happening in your world?
What's been happening in my world? I go away in 18 days.
Oh, counting down.
It's not annoying for me because I like talking about it. But it's probably annoying for other people. Like I imagine you two have heard me have the conversation about going away, literally over 100 times.
Not me.
I'm
happy for you.
I appreciate it.
He's very uncomfortable now, isn't he?
Nah, yeah, it makes me weird when you're nice, which I appreciate.
How's the prepping going? Have you booking things? Are you ready to rock?
Yeah, everything booked and paid for. I'd like to get one more trip locked in, but I've sort of got to. I'm probably being really annoying to my friends that live over there because I'm trying to get shit booked and paid for now because I'm not going to have the budget to do that while I'm there, just to book a spontaneous trip to wherever. But they've got jobs and shit and they've got to navigate their leave and stuff, so they don't really know what they're doing. So I'm probing being really annoying.
You haven't put your leave request in, by the way.
Hey, yeah.
So,
what's the deadline?
He's not going to be here.
Might be a big no deal.
Think Tyler's going to put that in the boat.
He's been talking about it so much,
Good
he's
luck.
just forgotten the email.
Just cancel all the flights and bookings. They're all refundable.
Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, well, like when someone asks, like, oh, yeah, like typical, like what's been going on, what's happening on the weekend, blah, blah, blah. I don't really like, even though we all do it and we're all guilty of it, I hate saying like, oh, no, not much. So I've just been saying, fucking 18 days till I go away, going to Europe. So I've fucking talked about it that many times, but I guess that's the most present thing that's happening in my life right now.
Yeah, it's a nice little reminder that we view the world through our own lens. So the thing that's most important to us at any particular time is going to be the thing that you want to bring up or that comes to mind when someone asks you how you're going. Like I feel the same thing with the house. It's like trying to find a house now, being on the other side. I'm so sick of talking about it.
Yeah,
but
that's something I've heard you talk about heaps. I'm not sick
but
of
everyone
Yeah.
asks. It's like, how's the house hunt going? And it's just like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And it's it's a nice little reminder that there's a lot of other shit going on in the world that isn't in your frame of reference at that particular point in time.
What's going on in your world outside of the house?
Great question. Fucking back playing footy, which we love. Except we play shit house on the weekend, which we don't love. But
He's a bit grumpy.
oh mate, I was so grumpy Saturday night. It was like got a big cuddle from the girls after the game though, which was a nice like centering moment, just to be like, fucking none of this really matters. The girls are happy and healthy.
How did you deal with the shitty game before the girls and you don't have anyone to give you a big cuddle?
He didn't.
I was just grumpy. I was just grumpy for a bit. Like, I don't know. I think I've worked a lot over the last like decade or so, progressively in being less married to like the result of football or how I've played or things like that. Like, there was a time 5-10 years ago where a lot of my identity was built up in who I was as a footballer. And then who I was as a coach and things like that. But I feel as though I'm finding more separation from that now. But yeah, it's just be grumpy for the night. Fortunately...
Night? Try like 3 days.
Couple of days, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I've been grumpy for a couple of days, actually. A little bit sick as well. Didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I'm running on fumes. So I'll apologise if I'm not at my best today. But
most important meal of the day, I've heard.
Seriously, some would say. But yeah, it was not a great day to return. We weren't fantastic, but this is the beautiful thing about sport. We got a week to sort our shit out, and we get another crack at it next week. I was driving home. We got your mob this week.
The mighty Hillman.
The Hillman. At home, which I found out today, which is a good result. Don't want to be up in Red Hill and
I thought it was
2
up
degrees.
On the mountain. There you go.
Yeah, all I want to do on the way home was like, I wish I was driving to footy now so I could have another crack at it and sort our shit out. But it's a nice, like, I like that with sport, whereas you get end of the game, you get to full stop, you get to lick your wounds and front up again to training this week and have another crack. So, yeah, footy's been the main thing going on in my world at the moment. Just getting settled at mum and dad's and getting prepped for 18 days' time when we lose you and we've got to fill some holes.
Are we prepped, by the way?
Nah. We just got some boxes ticked this week and we'll be fine.
We'll get there.
How's your training going, Mitchell?
Well, I haven't done much for like 3 days. To be fair, I didn't do much last week anyway. I was also a bit man-flu-y, so...
For your 75 hard, does playing footy count as a
Yep.
session? Then
Absolutely.
Did you do another one that day?
Yeah, I went for a walk.
Okay.
Yeah, went for a 45-hour walk.
You hit a...
Slowly.
45-hour walk.
45 to an hour, sorry.
You hit a milestone?
Oh, I guess so. I mean, like, every day is a milestone.
Don't brush it off.
Pump yourself up.
No, but, like, seriously, though, like, you don't just hit an endpoint and then, all's well.
No, but
Smell the roses.
you hit a milestone. You celebrated a win.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was a milestone in my head, but I think everyone else thought it was more of a milestone than I thought it was.
Good from you.
But, yeah.
Tell the people.
Well, you can tell them.
Oh,
Got to under 100 kgs.
Yes.
What, 23 kgs down, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
That's huge, mate.
Yeah,
Should be
since
very proud of yourself.
August-ish, somewhere around there.
Was there a moment? I've been meaning to ask you this, but was there a moment where you made a choice to make changes, like, or was it something that slowly progressed over?
I mean, bit of both, but I remember on a night at Saints, we were doing some jump testing, and you have to calibrate the force plates. You got to stand on it and weigh yourself, and I think that was probably the moment. And I was like, yeah, it's probably not ideal. That was about it, really. But, like, every day, like, it's just the whole, even, like, now doing, like, the 75 hard, like, now it's, the whole 75 hard thing itself is more of, like, a mindset and discipline than it is a physical or mental output. So I guess I've been unofficially doing that since.
Yeah.
And, like, to be fair, even, like, for the 75 hard, like, it's the social media thing that you follow, but for the most part, which is why I keep saying I haven't found it that difficult, was I'd already kind of been doing that.
Yeah.
So it's just more of an accumulation over a long period of time.
Yeah. Now you're just articulating the squares. The boxes you got to tick off each day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And like most days, I would do 2 sessions anyway.
Yeah.
In some form or another. And like for the last month, I've been doing like some 3 or 4 sometimes. But last week, I had a bit of a deload, which I needed anyway, and I got a bit man flu, so it was kind of tied up pretty nicely.
Yeah. How far in are you now?
42.
Yeah, sweet. So over halfway. That's great.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I feel like you've been going way longer. But I guess that's right. You've been unofficially doing it since before, yeah.
Yeah. Officially, I mean, the only thing that really changes is reading. That was the only thing that I really added. Better now. I got rid of that book. Fucking principles. Dry.
Brilliant book.
Yeah, I'll go back to it one day.
But it's a good nudge to, like, if you're not enjoying a book you're reading or a show you're watching
it was
or
like 2
something
days,
you're doing.
2 days back to back, and I was like, the fuck did I even read yesterday? Like, I was like, I probably don't need to be reading that. And I'm not someone who simmers on something for very long. I just change it and move on to something else.
Yeah, it's a great lesson.
So that sucked, but yeah.
Yeah, I love that. What about
Yeah, I think a lot of books can be summarised in the first chapter or two. I don't know about Principles.
It's
'cause I
my,
haven't read it.
I mean,
The first 140 pages about his life, so that
yeah,
never helped me. But
yeah, Principles is
Yeah.
broken out into 3 parts. If you don't want to read the first part, just read the second 2. Principles is pretty easy. You could summarize in like 5 or 6 things. So we should have rules that govern how we make decisions and how we live our life. And if we do that and learn from failure and all those kind of things, we're going to be fine. But yeah, this is my favorite thing about ChatGPT. Dear ChatGPT, please, because you've got to be you got to have manners with our artificial overlords. Please summarize this book for me in 5 points.
My Snapchat one, I've given it a name. I'm so polite to it. I just treat it like a normal human being.
why does that not surprise me?
Wait,
at
there's
all?
a Snapchat AI?
Hey?
There's Snapchat AI?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on.
ask Ollie Lapper about it next time you see him.
Yeah.
Freaks him out. Yeah.
Mate, it freaks me out when I actively go and look for it. But there's Grammarly as well. Has got it now. It's taken over.
I think, I don't know, I'm the only person that sees the potential good in it. Everyone thinks it's going to take over the world. But
I think it's just another tool, right? It's like the internet or electricity or the printing press, whatever. It's big. It's a big invention that makes big monumental changes to how we live our life.
If it's going to get supposedly as smart as it's meant to in the next couple of decades, can solve space travel and shit. And I'm serious. If it's meant to get that smart, it's substantially smarter than us, then why not? It can solve a lot of problems that we haven't been able to.
I mean, a lot of this is probably getting a little.
Here we go.
Go on.
Strap on.
Mate, most of the problems that we need to solve in the world are already solvable or have already been solved. There's just not a capitalistic driver to keeping them solved. So things like what are the big issues across the world at the moment? Homelessness, world hunger, all these kind of things. If there was capitalistic reasons for these things to be solved, they would have been solved 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully ChatGPT shifts us, or ChatGPT, artificial intelligence shifts us to a point where all of the dumb shit that we shouldn't be doing, it does all that stuff, and we get to enjoy life as humans. But unfortunately, it seems to be going the other way. That's a conversation for another day. What hot topics we got today, boys?
Someone else started us off. I've started us off the last 2 podcasts.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's all about you.
I haven't been here for 2 of them, so I'm going to go with Lockie to start.
I have one. And this is a realization I've kind of come to personally the last couple of years is I always felt so majority of my training and majority of the reason why this gym exists is for capacity growth, right? It's for athletic developmental changes, so you can run faster, jump higher, lift more, all that kind of stuff. And all of those goals or those justifications for training are brilliant motivators. But one of the things that that's never really been a motivator for me is training for aesthetics. But I think, especially as you get a little bit older maybe, or where you're not finding the groove in training, like personally I haven't been lately, is shifting that mindset from a capacity training to aesthetic training can be immensely valuable. Discuss.
Summarise first and then let's discuss. Say what you just said more concisely.
Training for aesthetics.
Tyler didn't listen to half of that.
No, I did.
Training for aesthetics is a brilliant motivator to get you going in the gym.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've recently made that switch. Start of last year, start of 2022. It's been.
What was the driver of that shift?
Literally, so I worked with, or still do work with, Alex Sandalis as my coach, and it was originally for like some. What's it? I'll wrap it up.
Punching fairies, mate.
Couple of hand movements.
Yeah. You fucking
rattled him.
ruined my train of thought now. Sorry, where am I? Started with Alex, and that was originally for some like gut and skin stuff, and because like I'd always tried to put on a heap of weight, but then like would get flare-ups and whatever symptoms, and then would have to like stop eating so much. But then he's sorted that out, so now we're focusing on aesthetics, which is something I've never really trained for either. So it's been good to like do a different sort of style of training. 'Cause all my life it's just been performance and strength and power, and I guess capacity building. So it's been good to dive into a different realm that I've originally had not much experience of. So, and it's just all about like practicing what you preach, I guess. Like I one day want to, like, which I spoke about on the podcast that dropped yesterday with Lockie and Jacob. If one day I'm working with someone that wants to put on weight or train for aesthetics or whatever, then I know the struggles that they're going to go through when they have to eat a whole heap of food, or if they have to cut, then, you know, be in a massive deficit. Not that I've been in the deficit yet, but when I get to that point, I want to, you know, I'll know the struggles that person's going to feel, and I'll be able to help them out through experience.
Yeah, for me, that all of those, like the getting bigger, thicker, stronger, more muscly, more aesthetic has always been like a byproduct of the other stuff. Whereas like I'm kind of in a stage of my training now where I kind of, and it was only, like, it's only been a shift over the last week or two, and you know, haven't done too many sessions to back it up yet. But the driver of going, well, I just want to, like, I want to look a little bit leaner, I want to look a bit better, and the sloppy dad bod that's kind of crept into my physical look over the last couple of years. Like, I don't want to be that. Like, I don't want to be not that I'm unhealthy or not strong or anything like that, but I want to start leaning back into I actually want to look good, and I actually want to feel good to go along with that. Because I reckon it might not have been conscious, but there was like definitely, because I've never really trained for that, right? There was definitely a couple of years ago where I'm like, I don't care how I look as long as I can play good footy and I can still lift heavy and still go for runs and still do all the things. But I think there's a really, it's almost like an extra part of it that if you actively try and look good, all of the other stuff comes too. So you can, and I guess from being in an athletic performance gym, as a baseline, you kind of, I certainly kind of look down on that, have looked down on that as a potential driver. Whereas now it's like, well, whatever gets the oars rowing, like whatever gets the boat going, like that's going to be the thing that we need.
And now through like having eaten a shitload more food and doing a whole heap of different movements and putting on more muscle, my deadlift has gone up exponentially despite only deadlifting once per week, whereas in the past I'm deadlifting 2 or 3 times a week. You know, for what reason my deadlift's gone up, could be numerous things, probably interplay of a lot of different things, but yeah, it's just interesting that I was probably in the same boat as you.
Thoughts?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it for 4.5 minutes. It's been until I literally looked up. I don't know. I think I've never dove one, but always dove them all. Like I never have fit into a boat of training for X. And like, even when I was like, from an athlete point of view, trying to be an athlete, like I never really thought about that. I'm very so much someone who just does the things that need to be done for the sake of doing them, but still being like enjoying, but also aware of like, this is just what I need to do. And even at the moment, like I was just thinking about now, but I don't think I still fit myself in any of those boats either. Like I mean, for me at the moment, like now that I have 2 functioning knees, like I enjoy like the fitness side more than I do the strength and power stuff. But like I still do the strength and power stuff, and even with like all my clients and athletes and stuff like that, even if they do have aesthetic goals, I don't think I really think of them as aesthetic goals, but at the same time I don't know, it's a really weird way to kind of summarize it, but yeah, I don't think I ever really fit into one category, but I always fit into them all. I think that's probably the easiest way that I can summarize it.
Yeah, I think for me maybe it's just, it's like I
never have a one focus, I guess.
You want what you don't have sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Like allowing, like say what it is, letting myself go a little bit over the last couple of years, because there's been a real shift in my priorities with the girls and with work and things like that, and my training has kind of fallen down the bottom of the priorities ladder. Is now that I am not as lean as I was, or not as jacked as I was, or whatever words we want to use, I think that's maybe part of the driver too. So I think, you know, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good naked, and KP will probably be happy with me saying that. Hopefully.
So kid, you reckon?
Nah, done. So done. I haven't slept properly in 3 years, so.
I reckon for me, I don't think your environment can be like underestimated either. Like the people who I hang out with now is not who I used to hang out with, in that kind of shapes and changes who like it is. Even like on the weekend playing footy, like everyone goes upstairs after and, has 1,000 beers and does all that. I'm like, I just don't care for that anymore. So, that's not the people who I surround myself with. Whereas now, the people who I do surround myself with, I probably fit into, a hybrid model of, human, run, strength, train, still enjoy themselves, go out for cocktails. That's just who I surround myself with. So that's probably where I fit myself into now.
Yep. On that, not drinking any booze all of May. So I don't have a sexy name like Dry July for it, but this is a little bit of personal accountability.
On, give us one of your zingers. Come on.
Keep talking.
We're a week in. Not missing it, but I've rearranged my month a little bit to make sure that it doesn't happen. So if anyone sees me near a beer, don't let me go near it.
I was going to say mid-strength May, but no, that doesn't make sense.
No, it's all right. We don't need one. Just no booze for May. That's it. Bit of social accountability.
Avoid it. It just doesn't make up.
You've been 7 weeks of not having it,
and don't care for it. Don't miss it.
But then I don't know. It's not. There hasn't been a moment. It's only been a week, but there hasn't been a moment where I'm like, I really want a beer. But it's been I actively look for opportunities to go have cocktails or to do things like that, and I think it's just the opportunity to go no, for a month, none of that. We got an event in June that'll break it with the gin and whiskey night, which is going to be a good time. But I think it's nice to reevaluate your relationship with these things, whether it be chocolate or alcohol or whatever else, fast food.
I have a challenge for you. You need to set up a night where you go out for cocktails with all your friends and not have it, because I think that's more empowering than avoiding it.
Yeah, well, bit of whiskey at the Fizzes a couple of weeks ago.
But even then, I didn't care for it. It was good whiskey on the table, but I wasn't bleeding for it.
Yes,
and I think that's more empowering than just avoiding all those situations.
Yes, 100%. Well, we didn't win on the weekend, so there was an opportunity to avoid it. We'll win this week, and I'll watch the beers float around, and then I won't have one. So, yeah, that's it. Member shout-outs? We got anyone been doing really good things?
You got a hot topic, Tyler?
Hey?
You got a hot topic?
Oh yeah, we didn't go back to that, did we?
Well, I thought Lachlan's got to wrap up at midday, so...
I do, actually. I got 13 minutes. We got time. What? You got a real big hot topic?
No, I don't.
No? Mitchell?
I don't have a big one. No.
Surely Mitchell's got one.
I thought Tyler was going to say something about travel being a hot topic, but... I got a debate then. Plan your trip or don't plan your trip? Depends
on the trip.
So for someone who has travelled a lot, and for someone who hasn't travelled at all, and also for someone who's travelled a lot, what do you reckon?
Well, for me right now, plan your trip.
Yeah.
The dream is to be in a position one day where I don't have to plan your trip, but right now, very much so.
I've done two big trips, one to Southeast Asia and one to South America. The Southeast Asia one, we essentially planned the whole thing in terms of routes and I guess you could say loosely planned. We knew where we were going. We hadn't booked anything. We were going to book it there outside of a couple of flights and things like that. But we knew, we were going to spend a couple of nights in Bangkok and then I think 10 days or something in Cambodia.
I was going to giggle. Sorry, I was waiting for him.
couple of weeks in Cambodia and then a couple of weeks in Vietnam and then circle back around to finish in Thailand and then fly home. So we essentially planned out the whole thing, but there were also 8 of us that went and a few that flew in and out. So you kind of had to have an idea of where we're at. Whereas South America trip, booked flight in, booked flight out, and that was essentially it. Knew that we were going to spend a little bit of time in Chile, and then the plan, we knew.
There he is.
We knew that we wanted to go Peru, Bolivia, Argentina. I knew that I wanted to end up down in Patagonia at some point, but there was essentially a 7-week window where, who knows what happens, and I don't know. They're different kinds of trips. I was able to do a big 180 or big left turn during that South America trip that I wouldn't have been able to do the Southeast Asia trip, and I guess it's a little bit different for you because you're kind of based in London, so you can you could potentially book stuff later if you wanted to, but
yeah, I think for mine it's more financial. I'll be getting close to a pretty well normal income whilst I'm over there. I've saved a little bit, but not enough. So the idea is pay for all the big shit now, like flights, accommodation, go over there, essentially do what I do here, and that is just pay to live and eat. And
I did get 5 weeks into the South America trip and went, where the fuck is all my money gone? And the main reason was because I essentially forgot that I had to pay a mortgage while I was away.
Yeah, I got to pay rent.
So there was a, money coming out every week where I was like, oh shit, that was my safety net. So
That is.
yeah. What about you?
I think I'm in the loosely bracket.
Have an idea, but not lock it all away.
Yeah, even for the trip that I will go on, I think I'll just book flights and work the rest out when I get there.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I did it last time too. I mean, I went for 8 weeks, 10 weeks last time, and I think I planned 5 days. It was the first 5 days.
Yeah, if you're on top of all the visa requirements
but also shit just comes up. You don't I've been on a tour trip and I've been on a free roam trip. Tour trip, you got to be X, Y, Z at this time, and I fucking hated that. Just let me go roam.
One of the best 3 or 4 days that I've ever had was on an island off the coast of Cambodia that we hadn't planned on going to.
Yeah,
we ended up staying there for a couple extra nights and just we had the best time. That was driven by not having any idea where we were going to end up.
Well, I mean, to be fair, outside of accommodation and flights and where I'm going to be, I haven't planned too much. I tried to buy Eiffel Tower ticket the other day, and that's all fucking sold out.
Oh no!
So
you have to go to the black market.
So that's something that you got to plan for.
There's going to be a lot of Tyler's feet in this video podcast, I reckon.
Oh yeah, so no one's watching.
I enjoy
George's
getting to the. Well, I did enjoy getting to the night of going. I don't know where I'm staying tomorrow. It just so
I hate that.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's enjoy. You just work it out.
Yeah.
If you go to sleep in the train, you go to sleep on a train. You just got to do what you got to do.
Save a little
bit.
bit.
Where's the train going? It's just a city loop and you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, no. What if someone steals your shit sitting right there next to you?
Shit happens. Could be worse. It's tangible.
Good topic.
Yeah.
Member shout-outs. Who we got? Who's been doing good things?
We're both looking at you.
I've been spending enough time on the floor.
I mean, I'm always just going to circle back to the guys that I program for, and that's the ones I'm biased to. Daz Mur back from the Philippines.
Attaboy.
Back training again.
Making the world a better place.
It's always good to have Daz back in the gym.
Coffee with him this morning. It's always nice and
good.
Nice and calming being in his company.
Yeah. Yeah, nice soothing voice. Daz.
Chrome Dome. I will go with Steph Francis, who ran last week. And
a girl.
She baited me into saying, I can't turn anyone into a run. And I said, prove it. And I said, if you don't go for a run, well, you owe me a coffee. So that's where we're going with that. Rach Hansen, also, I had to moderately blackmail for her to come to the gym. I said, if you don't come to the gym 4 times, you got to go for a 5K run. But it worked. So those two, just from a VGT standpoint, from an athlete development point, I think Alarenz had 3 or 4 gold medals on the weekend again at Australian Open Champs. Yeah, probably the main 3, I guess.
It's good to have Alex Bowes back in consistently. He's copped COVID a few times and a few health things, so it's nice to see him back consistent, doing good things.
Hamish Terrace kicked 8 last week.
Hey,
walked in with the biggest head I've ever seen.
Doing these ones?
I'm just going. Big head.
Yeah, good. It's all happening. Come on,
I feel Tyler's
give me someone else.
He's just giggling at himself.
Matty Riley had a national karate tournament in, I believe it might have been Perth over the weekend.
And?
TBC.
He's only Monday morning, so fair enough.
Actually, you know how I will. Harry Lane. Just a little warrior on the weekend. Little warrior on the weekend.
Mate, he's playing good footy.
He's playing good
Considering his shoulder was hanging off a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, it's still hanging off.
Yeah, it's
He's protected it though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the I don't know. There's the coach in me and the player in me has 2 very different thoughts about that.
You just got to leave both of them there.
Attaboy. He's doing well.
It's not exactly flourished for numbers either, so.
It's true. It's true. Flourished? Flushed.
Same. You know what I meant.
Any gym updates? Anything anyone needs to be aware of?
No, second week of VGT program.
Bring a friend week this week, so if you're watching or listening, you've got 6 more days to bring some good humans along.
I don't know. I swear, throughout the week, there's a lot of stuff going on, but then when I come here and I'm not thinking about it, it's oh, fuck, I don't know. And I walk away from this and then Heap of shit going on.
2 events coming up.
That's front of mind.
We're going to do need to lock this in, but we're going to do a monkey movement workshop in start of June, I think the 4th. Bit of connection, bit of breath work, bit of cold water exposure. So you'll have to zoom in for that.
I will.
And then gin and whiskey night at the Rumble, 24th of June. Will be a bit of fun. Early bird tickets are on sale right now. They'll be on sale for the next 3 weeks until the end of May. So if you want to save $20, get on early. Any more for any more?
Mother's Club run day. We call it Mother's Club run day.
Mother's Day Run Club.
Yeah, we're calling it Mother's Day Club Run.
I'm so confused.
Same shit.
Yeah, good.
Run club on Mother's Day. 8 a.m. start, not 8:30. Lululemon.
Oh.
Lululemon sponsored, charitable donation
Supported?
event. Yeah, supported. That's the word I'm looking for. For all the mothers, there'll be some little goodies and some little things on offering. Walk,
Right.
run, dogs, kids,
Coffees. Get around it.
Yep, there'll be lots of things going on. Lots of the Lulu crew as well, which would be good. You gonna come down for that one, or are you gonna come down at 9:15?
Well, Jazzy wants to go.
She does want to go. Yeah, she wants to bring Sarah down, which I'm terrified for.
And I'll probably be hungover. That's okay.
You'll be here. It starts at 8, mate. You'll be here.
I'll be here.
She did tell me about that, but yes.
Yeah, well, to all the mums out there, thanks for being you. Your race.
Stay tuned for, we've got some running events coming up. There'll be about 6 or 7 events that we do prior to the Melbourne Marathon, which will be the big one.
Huge.
So if you're a runner and you want to come along and join, we'll be doing some of those, 5, 10, half marathons, and then we're going to do a big Virtus training run up near St Kilda, pretty flat.
Brilliant.
For those that are doing marathons, like 30, 35k run, and then those that are doing the rest, start at different times, and yeah.
I'll come do 10 with you. Yeah. Sounds good. Any more for any more?
Sunday yoga will be commencing soon too.
Love that.
More on that when there's more on that.
Bit of vinyasa, or what are we thinking?
Yep. That's what you did last time, so I'm going to assume so.
It's been a pleasure. Good from you all.
Have a good day.